you can do it. I did also want to, and just please go to Terry's site, stopgangstalkingcrimes.com. You know, he's you know, if you get in contact with him, go to his site and get his email. His email is stopgangstalkingcrimes@gmail.com. And you know, email him and he'll work with you if you can't really print off flyers or anything like that. You know, they're working out some ways. Him and Linda, who's a moderator from calls. You know, they're working, and some other people are working to be able to mail out flyers to people. You know, who don't have enough money to print them out. So they're really, you know, trying to get this organized and get more people out there. You know, I think it's good. It's going to be good for me. And, you know, I'm getting it kind of started up, but I'm very low on energy. I'm just trying to do what I can do right now. But, you know, I have a hard time moving forward with my life with this, because it's like a 24-hour-a-day attack. And I know that all you TIs, y'all understand that. You have a hard time kind of just moving on and enjoying your life. And I'm going to take a sip of Red Bull. I hate stopping the talking, because then that's when I forget stuff. That's when they're manipulating my short-term memory. But I've got to take a sip of Red Bull, guys. There was a huge one-light car right there. I missed it. Okay, but yeah, see, I forgot what I was saying. Totally forgot what I was gonna say next. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. But basically, you know, just do what you can do. For how I was saying I was low. Oh yeah, you know, once I you know, I think that's a way for me, and maybe it's a way for other TIs to move forward with your life. Maybe doing activism and then bringing it out and meeting people. You know, because we're kind of isolated. I'm very isolated. I'm very, very isolated. You know, except for the conference calls and talking to other TIs on the phone. You know, I hang out with some friends occasionally, but, you know, them just not believing in this and me wanting to kind of talk about it all the time because it's such a huge thing in my life. You know, it's not very great for that. But I need to push on that too. I need to push on back on that. But you know, I think that a good thing to do if you can't without talking about this, move on with your life, then let's go hand out some flyers and talk to some people, some new people about it. It'll get us out of isolation. I don't know if it's for every TI, but I feel like it's for me. You know, to get some other, I know some other TIs in my area, and I'm going to really just try and, you know, we're connected, but you know, it's hard for me because I don't have money for gas, and, you know, they're working, you know, people, you know, TIs don't have a lot of money, so it's hard for us to get together all the time and plan things. But, you know, I really want to do that, get together with some TIs in my area, and just hand out flyers, just go find places. You know, I was thinking, what was a place I was thinking about? I was thinking out maybe in front of movie theaters, in front of like the public library, you know, ask them, in front of universities, but you know, try and clear it with the people at these places. You know, I think Terry just goes to the mall sometimes. You know, he goes to the mall and he just gets by an entrance or entrance exit, and gets people when they're coming in and out of the mall, and that's a great place to go, you know, too. So I'm really working on that, getting it kind of built up in my head, and you know, my next, you know, I've got a lot of stuff that I have to get done. Like my license is expired, and I have to pay $300 for not having insurance, like for 1 month in 2015, because Louisiana has a weird, it has a weird rule where if you miss 1 month of insurance, you've got to pay like this huge fine to do anything at the DMV. So I got a lot of stuff to get done, a lot of bills and stuff like that. But I'm getting there. And once I get all that done, then I'm gonna hop up to the next level. Me and Terry are also working on, you know, I used to be a grant writer, and this is a one-light truck right here, if I can get it. There it is. you know, I used to be a grant writer for a charity that was making money for St. Jude, that was getting donations for St. Jude. So I know how to write grants for 501c3s, and we're trying to put something together where maybe we can get a fund for shielding, and maybe so people don't have money for shielding or grounding or, you know, magnets or, you know, whatever they kind of choose. We can kind of build up something and start it going. So we're thinking of things. We're thinking of things like that to buy us more time. I hope you guys are doing good out there. You know, just keep thinking outside the box. There's a lot of heavy hitters. You know, up in the talk show calls, the conference calls. They stay connected, trying to think of more ideas, trying to just get us further along. You know, this is a battle. It is a battle. We're fighting big money, and because it's covert, it's about 10 million times harder. But you know, we're moving forward. I see it from 5 years ago when I started making videos. We're in a different place, guys. Now's the time to come out. Like, if you want to make a YouTube video of your testimonies, you know, now's the time to really come out with that. You know, saturate social media, or just keep posting on Facebook, or post something about the Cuban embassy attack, you know, on Facebook or Twitter. We need to really connect, really connect that event, you know, with our, with what's going on with us, because that's what was happening to them. Like, they say sonic weapon attacks because probably the media was told to. Probably the media had no idea what these people were being attacked with. They didn't either, but it was hurting their ears, so they were told probably by these agencies to say sonic weapon attacks, to make it sound less scary, or to not really make people, you know, look into it too much. But it's what targeted individuals are being hit with. They are being hit with directed energy weapon systems, whether to surveil them or just harass them. You know, I personally think that, you know, whoever was doing it was trying to get information from them, was like remote neural monitoring the State Department workers, and that's why they were getting that high-pitched sound in their ears. So I think they were being, you know, pretty much like they were trying to surveil their brains, pretty much. And that's why they were getting the side effects. That's my personal theory, but I think a lot of TIs have a lot of theories of why, you know, why they're doing any of this, or why anybody would be using this equipment. But they are. But people are using this equipment, and that's, you know, that's something we can all agree on. You know, and it's hurting people, and it's being done to people all over the world. So let's really connect. Like, you know, I'm talking to my dad about that story because it's all over the mainstream news, and he's like, my parents half believe me, and then they've got this part of their brain that just doesn't want to believe me. You know, so yeah, and I don't know, you know, much of what they could do. And there's a one-light car coming by. But you know, one thing, if you do have a non-TI, you know, and I just want to, I guess, go over this. I'm just gonna drive around for a little bit longer because I'm doing okay talking. I always do better. God always kind of takes care of that. I get worried because, you know how they hit your, you know, they remote neural manipulate, and they make you feel kind of like your brain's not working sometimes. And I'm just like, what am I gonna talk about? There's so much to talk about in the arena of, you know, directed energy weapons and targeting and organized gangs. Like, what is happening to us is like the biggest thing in world history. You know, it's covered up. It's being done to people all over the world. There's so many angles and aspects. Sometimes, you know, the brain gets overloaded. Like, even if I had full energy and a healthy brain, you know, it'd still be like, what do I talk about this? There's so, you know, it's this huge monster. What piece do I take off? What piece do I try and explain? You know, and that's why I think a lot of TIs sometimes just talk about their own personal experiences, which is pretty smart, you know. Just talk about what you know. But and then I was gonna say something really cool after that, but I totally forgot it. But anyway, and I also did want to tell you guys, I'm getting vehicular stalking from citizens from DHS fusion centers a little bit, but I'm not getting the authority figures. Oh, and I just said that, and when I say that, then I start seeing a couple of sheriffs or city police, a couple of days after. We'll see. I'll try and get them on tape. But go to another great resource, guys, is Eric Karlstrom's website. Now, go look at his interviews. He has an interview with Romola D. He has an interview with on the Kev Baker Show. He has some more interviews in a lot of different places. Please listen to him. He puts this into a nice, logical perspective on why the military is involved in this and why they're getting contractors to do it. What the whole what they're gaining from this, why they're doing it. And please go to his website. It is organizedgangstalkingmindcontrolcults.com. So organizedgangstalkingmindcontrolcults.com. And specifically go to the section mind control, and go. I want people to. This is something I'm rolling over in my head. Yeah, and I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it. Is maybe the one of the last things I talk on this video. I'm rolling it over in my head. We've got to theorize about certain things. But he has an interview with Dave Case, and y'all know I worship Dave. I worship Dave Case. He's given me the thing that has given me the most relief from psychological and physical pain from the torture. So I think he's a genius. I think that he understands how complicated these weapons. Once they get a hold of you, once they get a hook in you, they can do some complicated things with remote neural manipulation, remote neural monitoring. They can get some signals back. It's pretty complicated once they get that radio receiver hook up with you. But as a genius that he is, and an inventor, he simplifies. He tries to simplify, and he says, okay, how are they delivering this? How are they getting the signal back? How can I stop those things? And that's what he worked on. So, the great thing about him is he knows the complication of the technology, but he also understands that it has an Achilles heel. I would give him the title of modern day David and Goliath. He's going to keep on coming up with better stuff. I'm gonna try and send out his new CD, guys. But for now, try and contact him if you want the second CD. Or the first CD. I would recommend the second CD. It seems to be more helpful. But email him at bbnatural@mail.com. So bbnatural, BB, like B as in boy, natural, at mail.com. Send him an email, and tell him that you want the newest version of the CD, and he'll send it out to you. You're gonna need to give him a place to send it. And I'm going to talk with him. We're missing each other's phone calls, but I love that guy. He just, he gets it. He knows how complicated this is, but he still fights, and he tries to simplify it down to what can we do about it. He's just an amazing person. Very humble. He is a man of God. Electrical engineer. Just a genius inventor, I think. But that's what we have to do. We have to kind of tell the truth about some of this is pretty complicated. Once they get a hook into your mind, remote neural manipulation, and having it on automated, computer software to mess with your mind, and then chatterbox. It's complicated, but how are they delivering it to us? That can simplify it down. And blocking or breaking those methods, those delivery mechanisms, which he does. But my point was to go to Eric Karlstrom's website, organized gang stalking, mind control cults.com.